Yo guys, this is Ryan and this is gonna be a short, sweet and quick video about the Unholy Pressure Master. And I'm getting louder because I'm putting mic closer to my beautiful face. A gentle face. Anyway, let's get started guys really quickly about the few things I want to talk about the Unholy Pressure Master. The very first one is a necrotic setup. What you need to do, and it's not a rocket science at all, it's very simple. You do a fasting strike, you get 2 death runes. You do blood plague, you do get 1 death rune. You do a pestilence, yeah, cool. You do a blood strike, yeah, you're bad. Anyway, but yeah, basically everything is gonna be evolved around how well can we set up the necros, have a really good dot damage on the target at the same time while activating a Soul Reaper. That's the main hour burst. It comes at level 90. At level 85 we're shit. But don't be despaired thinking that Unholy is gonna be garbage at 90. I think I'm actually enjoying Unholy the most out of the Cataclysm, late Wrath of Lich King combined. We're seriously doing a lot good damage. We seriously do a lot of burst necrotic absorption setup. But for a lot of people, it's just something they're not used to, and I can honestly understand that. So let me tell you first of all the dot damage. So if I'll do a plague strike into a chain of ice, and if you see the blood plague and the chain of ice crit for 9.1k and 6.9k, so roughly 16k damage combined. But the first thing I want to say is how to use your auto break correctly, and I'm still getting used to it, so I'm still kind of relatively noobish in that regards, I would say. But anyway, I have my phone crusader, everything. I'm activating my trinket, and this is where I'm gonna be putting my auto break and refreshing my diseases. And take a look at this beauty. This is our spread out damage from the dots. Let's take a look at the combat logs, where the blood plague would actually was hitting for 9.1k, it does 18.2k, roughly double the amount of what it did before. And the same thing goes for an actual frost fever. So we practically got a double damage, at least I would say a double damage on our dots, and it's freaking actually amazing. So what I'm actually trying to say here, and it's actually besides the PvP power, but what I'm trying to say here is take a look at this dummy guys, and this is what you have to be using your auto break for, to applying refreshing diseases when your shit gets procced, not to apply diseases initially. I dealt a lot of decays and very bad judgment calls, very bad. I was able to eat them alive completely. So that's the very first thing. Oh, by the way, our dots crit up to 20k damage, and imagine it just doubled the damage. So where it was ticking for like 16k total, it was doing like 32k combined. At the very least, I would say 32k. So 32k, so you gain basically 16k damage every 3 seconds, or roughly about 5.3k DPS. Now 5.3k DPS on one target during 30 seconds, I cannot say how huge it is. But imagine if you spread out that damage at the same time. That's what gonna come our pressure master from. To be able to correctly spread out the damage. To be able to correctly refresh our diseases when they need to be. And actually hold off the festering strike sometimes when you have amazing disease on your target. Because if you use a festering strike and it refreshes disease rotation and you don't have any procs or anything, it's not the very good usage of your mechanics. The last thing I'm gonna tell you guys is a blood tap and the importance of the blood tap. So I'm gonna probably do a few coils here and there, try to get my 4 death runes. I'm gonna try to get my activated trinket procs that never procs for some reason. Okay, there you go. Now Fallen Crusader just fell off. Don't you love this as a decay? I love it. I love it. Okay, anyway, there you go. Now I'm gonna pop my activated trinket, and 1 my necrotic absorbs 60.1k healing. 2 necrotics absorbed 122k healing. Now let's take off all my buffs. I'm gonna come to this dummy and do 1 necro here. It absorbs 30k. We're roughly doubling the necrotic absorption. if we proc everything. It roughly doubles our overall damage, and that is huge, my friends. It's a lot, and therefore that's how we're gonna be performing very well. People complain about Scourge Strike nerf, and I'm on my part take on that. Don't worry about the Scourge Strike nerf. Don't fuck Scourge Strike. Yes, it's occasionally you will do Scourge Strikes, but if you have a Destiny Decay slow, Dark Transformation, and Soul Reaper, you don't really practically need the Scourge Strike. So, I hope this video kind of helped you guys with the necrotic setup. Try to realize that your burst is gonna come not from your pet damage, not from your gargoyle damage, because the AI is absolutely retarded. It helps a lot, but it's not gonna be your main burst. Your main burst is gonna be how well and how fast can you set up the necrotics. The max necrotics you can set up at the same time is roughly 6 of those, and literally you can get up to 300k absorption in during the time you're seeing the healer. 300k absorption. That is huge. And during the time if you practice Soul Reaper and get the healer below 35% HP, they're gonna croak, and they're gonna croak very very easily. So enough about me yabbering. I hope this kind of video makes a little bit sense and help you guys out. This is sort of most my emergency patch. I'm not trying, by all means, this is not the official Pressure Master video. This is just what I've been talking about to help you guys out to transition yourself somehow from a shitty Clism where it all was about the just sustained damage into a Miso Pandari where it's sustained damage, but also very very dependent on the setup necros, setup dot damage, setup AoE damage, setup single target damage. I hope this video kind of made sense to you guys. Thank you everybody for watching, and do svidanya, my friends. Oh, and wow, my bad. No. I hope this video kind of helped you guys. Now let's take a look for a few videos where I actually dueled a few healers and showed you guys how I performed against them. I'm gonna be dueling here a Balance Druid, and I'm not very I don't like playing with the default UI. It's just my partake personally. And I actually thought this guy would be feral, not the Boomkin. I didn't spec him, I just saw him running in a kitty form. Meow meow. So I thought he's actually a freaking cat, but he actually, I was wondering why the hell he's out of form, and I'm like, oh shit, he has a Boomkin buffs. He's actually the Boomkin. And this is where I kind of got a little bit messed up, guys, here, because I basically thought he was a Boomkin, so I had to get some of my rotation up, but I also had to switch presences. And in the middle, you guys can see I'm gonna switch presence right now, pop all my offensives, but I'm not gonna have as much necros as I talked about. But it's still very very important to actually get a couple good necros onto him. So I'm gonna get a couple necrotics here. I got 2 necrotics onto his ass, which is roughly gonna probably absorb like 90 to 100k damage, and he's gonna try to kite me, but he still have those necrotics, and I'm gonna trinket it, strangulate him, and because I refreshed the diseases, had a 2 very very strong, only 2 very strong death strikes on him, the guy starts yelling and crying to little mommy. Now I'm gonna be doing the rest of Shaman out here, and I'm gonna pop everything, and I'm actually gonna try to set up the correct pressure onto him. So like I said, this is my basic rotation, Chain of Ice, Plague Strike. I waited here to get my Chain of Ice off the cooldown so I could get another Festering Strike to get the 4 Death Runes lined up. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get some Runic Power, and actually gonna try to pop my Activated Everything and pop my stack up Necrotics, pop my Gargoyle after that, and Empower Runic Weapon, and after that only I was able to manage to get a kill. Let me make it a little bit slower for you guys, because I think I started here a little bit, and I want you guys to show the full thing that I did. So out here I'm gonna have my Death Runes up, and that is where I'm gonna do the most amount of burst onto this guy completely possible. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start apply 1 necrotic, pop everything, keep necroticing, and only after that summon my Gargoyle, because my priority was to actually, I didn't even care that I didn't have enough Runic Power to summon Gargoyle before activated Trinket. All I basically did was just did a 4 necrotics, and after that I summoned my Gargoyle after I had some Runic Power going. Okay, here I'm gonna show you guys the spread out pressure overall. And the first thing I want you guys let you guys know is that I popped everything, I did a spread out, and I put the DND. And take a look how much my dad's gonna tick for. They tick for 10.5k damage. And that is absolutely huge. The 3k is actually my pet. My dads do more damage than my pet damage is. And I actually really like about it because it's something that is very active damage that I have a control over the passive damage that my pet had before. And of course I'm gonna get killed here because I forgot to spec out of the conversion into a death pact. If you guys can see, my dots tick up to 21k damage, and that is huge. That is more than my lag damage. Properly you can do so much damage with the dots if you line up perfectly. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is the proper dot damage. As Unholy Pressure Master is going to be all about the setting up good necrotics and the really good dot pressure damage. I hope this video kind of helped you guys out. Please give me a like because it helped out me a lot. And my rant is gonna come out tomorrow, and I will make Unholy Decay Keybinds video on Thursday. So you guys should enjoy those as well. Thanks for watching everybody, and до свидания.